National Bank Green Room. They're joining me on the set from County National Bank, Vice President of Banking Operations, Amber Kohler, and from the IT Help Desk Support, Aiden Bear. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Great to have you here. I think you both were here together last time.
We were. About a year ago we came. So thanks for having us back. We obviously didn't scare off the Jackson community.
Well, I'm glad you made it back up. How were the roads?
They were pretty good, actually.
Yeah, they're actually very good.
Yeah, they're good.
Nice.
The past couple of days.
Well, security, we're always concerned about our security, when it comes to banking. And just yesterday, I got a notice, class action settlement that McLaren Healthcare had somehow my name and personal information in a data breach. So they're asking me to be a class action
lawsuit.
Yeah.
So these are really good information to have. I mean, obviously there are some legitimate ones, but then obviously there are some fraudsters ones that are out there always asking for people to give you their information. So if you get something like this in the mail and they're actually asking you to then provide them with your social security number or your personal information, that's a first tip that is a scam. They should already have it if it was compromised, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't have to give it to them again. So these are things to be mindful of when you do get them in the mail and things of that nature.
Is our social security number the piece of personal information that we should guard the most?
I think you should guard that the most, but you should also guard we call them multi-factor, your auto-wallet type of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Aiden were kind of talking about it a little bit, and if you think about things on social media where you go and you play those cute little games of how many tattoos do you have, what was your road that you grew up on as a child, or your mother's maiden name, or your favorite place to travel, your favorite food. If you think about that, a lot of those are out-of-pocket questions that a lot of people can compromise that information. I don't think any of your friends on Facebook are really essentially looking to see what's your favorite food. If they know you, they kind of know that already, right?
Yeah.
So while they may be cute and harmless and entertaining on social media, fraudsters are constantly scoping out platform for that information.
Mm-hmm.
You're just feeding that data back into the informational world of fraudsters. So if you set up multi-factor questions or out-of-pocket questions on something, how often, if you do like a DocuSign, right, and it comes to you and it says name your first car or what street did you live on, those are also part of those scams that you sometimes see on social media. So it's important to be aware of those types of information and guard all of your personal information.
It's interesting to say that because I've not encountered that lately. Mm-hmm. It used to be common. I'd have to remember, mother's maiden name, your first pet, all those.
Right.
But I can't remember doing that lately. Are we doing more of the second, like texting to your cell phone or?
Right. And I mean, we see it, at our place of employment where people spoof, and Aiden can probably talk about that. How easy is it to spoof somebody's number, Aiden?
Oh, incredibly easy. Because we use that number to sign up for all kinds of things. Just easy, like she said, the surveys. A lot of times they'll ask, like, hey, on Facebook, are we allowed to access your data? And within that data is 100% your phone number at one point or other. We use it to sign up for just text alerts and that kind of thing. And so it's so easy for, as one would say, bad actors to be able to get into those data breaches and just get a handful of those phone numbers.
Yeah, so you guys have a lot of personal information of your clients and customers.
Except for your blood sample. I'd really like to get that from some of our clients sometimes just to make sure they're legitimate. No.
What's your favorite food?
Right, what's your favorite food? Right.
Well, most people.
Anything that I don't have to cook.
Yeah. The common answer is most people are going to say, something, pizza or,
Right.
Yeah.
So you have certain ways, you probably can't even tell me, us, how you protect our personal information.
Well, Aiden can touch base a little bit about that. So we have lots of measures that we do for information security and the grueling effects that we put our associates through at County National Bank. Mm-hmm. So, Aiden and his team are constantly doing things to, I don't want to say trick our associates, but to make us better and protect our clients' information. So, Aiden,
yeah.
Sometimes you're the target of the bad actor.
You are?
But what of what we're trying to do to teach our associates don't click on certain links or be suspicious of emails and you want to shed a little bit of light on how you torture our associates.
How we torture. So I would rather call it a stress test to see who are the people or the individuals or departments that are more susceptible to a easy click on this hyperlink or enter in this amount of information.
So you'll send someone to a coworker as a kind of a test if they're going to bite?
Definitely. I mean, that's one of the easiest ways to test, hey, does this individual require a bit more training to understand the magnitude of keeping this information safe and running double checks on the things that they're entering or who they're talking to.
I mean, so our client service area, they receive in hundreds of phone calls a day, and they also receive in hundreds of chats or, emails from our clients. And so some of those client information they're sending, maybe they're sending a file for positive pay, or maybe they're, having conversations back and forth where they're saying, fill out this form. So it's one of those things where you're constantly trying to beef up the training for your client service who are interacting a lot with our external clients and seeing what is their stress test is like what Aiden mentioned, what are they susceptible to clicking on. Anything that says external, obviously coming, you should be very leery of clicking on that link because that link could be harmful and it's going to compromise our system, compromise our clients' information. Ransomware is real and it's evident in every aspect of life. I mean, they will attack personal information and businesses, and all it takes is that one link, that one click to shut down your entire organization. And that's very impactful, and we try to protect our clients' information, and by doing that sometimes we have to be the bad actor to test our associates on their knowledge. We do annual trainings, and then we send out the phishing emails to them and
Phishing
see
test.
Do you catch people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they
and
embarrassed?
then they go through additional training and things like that. So it's important. I mean, you have to have some failures to know where your weaknesses are. So
what are some of the current scams? Because it's always changing. What should people be on the lookout for?
sometimes the romance scams never go away. I mean, personally, I would love to find that Egyptian prince who wants to marry me and send me all this money. Unfortunately, I'm still a poor dirt farmer out in Jerome, so work out of the bank on that part time. But
Well, your spouses might not be happy to hear that.
we could do better, right? Father Tim might not be happy that I said that. But so sometimes, I mean, here just recently we had a client who received something in the mail and followed by a phone call. So the bad actor, sent him a letter in the mail and then they called him and he thought he won, X amount of dollars from Publishers Clearinghouse. And they were willing to help him out and send him a check to help cover the expenses to get his, large sum of money. So he deposited the check. And then he was instructed to then send cash back to the bad actor, and he would help him through the legation of it. And so he actually withdrew thousands of dollars in cash and mailed it through the postal system. So that's a tip. If somebody is, contacting you and they're saying, send me cash, don't ever send cash in the mail. If they're asking you for gift cards, I'm going to give you something in exchange, and then you give me some gift cards. That's a scam. Nobody is intentionally doing any good deeds with those funds.
Right, and you are on the lookout too at the bank level. Someone comes in
Right.
to County National Bank, says, I need to get $5,000 out of my account, and I need it today.
Urgency, yeah.
Yeah. So at that point,
The front line, they're in a hard position because it's face to face with the client. You don't want to assume the client's lying to you, but sometimes the fraudsters are telling you exactly what to say to the bank. We had one individual that brought us in the script that they were supposed to tell the bank to throw the bank off onto why they needed the funds. And so they're very good at the information and, making you fearful almost to the point. But we do, our front line does ask a series of questions, and then sometimes they'll have you sign a form saying you're holding us harmless, that you're taking out this much cash. And for your security, nobody wants to walk out on the street with $5,000 in cash. I mean, that's just not safe these days and everything. But sometimes I think clients maybe think of it as an inconvenience that were asking for so much information. You're thinking, it's my money, I can do what I want with
Right.
it, you know, to a point, but it's tough because you want to protect your clients. You walk the same walk of life with them. You see them daily. You don't want anybody to come back and later say, you know, I just got ripped off for thousands of dollars.
And people are afraid to admit.
They are. You have pride that goes into a lot of that, so it is tough.
Well, good to know you have all kinds of things in place and ongoing training. That's all you do. You spend all day
And so I just try to trick people.
train. And eventually they get to the point where they're fully trained.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
And then do you go keep testing them?
Oh, yeah. Everyone gets it. I get them.
You get tested?
Yeah, I even get them. I don't know.
We have to test the testers.
Well, thanks for doing that, and thanks for helping to keep the community safe. Good to see you both.
Thank you for having us.
From County National Bank, from Banking Operations VP Banking Operations Amber Kohler, and from the IT Help Desk Support, Aiden Baer, CNB.